What's up, guys, and welcome back to episode number 3 of Talking with the Enemy. Today, we have Terry from Twisted Torch TV. How you doing today?
Hey, how you doing today, man? Appreciate you letting me join your platform. You are a dope content creator for your team. Appreciate you, man. Shouts out to all the people in the chat already.
Hey, yes, thank you for sure. Of course, we got Jairus here. What's up, Yuki? Got a couple others. I'm sure people will creep on in. Thanks for Pound for tweeting it out. I saw that as well. And then thanks for you tweeting this out. So hopefully we'll get a few more of your guys' fans in here and have a good discussion. I know Spoiled is another guy that watches my channel. He's a Saints fan, so I'm sure he'll be in here eventually talking
Lord.
trash to the Atlanta fans.
Oh,
That's just
Lord.
what he does. But until then, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. All right, cool. So just going to start this off before we get into our teams and stuff. How did you become a Falcons fan?
All right, man. So I've been a Falcons fan since I was 8 years old. I first started playing football when I was 7. I'm from Georgia, so they played all the time. That was the game you saw, and I just fell in love with Michael Vick. During that stage, and I just loved all the playmakers, man. Black and red, that color, just how the fans were at that time, just had me tuned in and enjoying the team. Doing the Dirty Bird with Jamal Anderson, it was so much electrifying plays that just made me say, I gotta stick with this team.
Yeah, how old are you? I didn't even ask. How old are you?
I'm actually 29.
29? Oh, I'm 28, so we're right there. So, yeah, Mike Vick was definitely fun to watch when we were kids, no doubt. Brought a lot of people into the sport, probably. I mean, just completely changed the game for Michael Vick, so that makes complete sense. And being from Georgia, I'm a home team fan as well. I'm right outside of D.C., Maryland. I'm 20 minutes away from the FedEx Field. So, yeah. Grew up, home team fan. That's how I became a fan as well.
I've always had some players, too, though.
We have had some players, and then it just never comes out, right? Like, I mean, you had, like, Santana Moss, Clinton Portis, Sean Taylor, of course. Like, you had some guys out there that were, like, nationally known, but then we would end up, like, 500 or less. And or something crazy would happen. You know how it goes. But as far as your channels goes, first off, how did you come off with Twisted Torch TV? I'm just curious about that. And secondly, like, how long ago and what made you start this channel?
All right, so I got Twisted Torch. I used to actually do flag football at my university, Jackson State University, where Deion Sanders is actually the coach at now.
Oh, okay.
And my name used to be Torch. So the only thing that I added was Twisted. I just liked how you can have it like, Twisted Torch, Twisted, 2 T's. I just thought that was dope. My girl came. I ran it by my girl, too. She was like, yeah, I like this idea. And as you see, the Twisted Torch, the torch.
Yeah, it looks like, yeah, definitely. It does have it's actually 3 T's, right? Because Twisted Torch
TV.
Yeah, the triple T.
Yeah.
You got T's everywhere.
With my name starting with T. So
and my name starts with a T. Tim.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
We're all in. We're all in. What's up, Brian Cook? Just checking in to give a like. Appreciate it. Go Washington. Mad Mike Sports says, what's up? How's it going? Ben Guinch, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, matchup of the 2 most disappointing squads of 2021. Well, you beat probably the most disappointing of the Giants last week, so we can't be the worst.
No, the Jaguars are the worst. The Jaguars are the worst. Come on,
Jaguars are pretty bright.
Come on now, guys. The Lions, come on now, man. They gave up a 4th and 20. You see how y'all do us? But hey, I want to shout out Mad Mike Sports. I'm actually with a group called AFN, dope channel for all Falcons fans. Make sure y'all shout out AFN. Crazy content. We got like 8 or 9 people that have great content. So make sure y'all hit the subscribe button as well.
Awesome. All right, good. AFN. That's on YouTube, AFN?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Go subscribe for sure. All right. And then last thing, just a personal, are you a Georgia Bulldog fan?
Yeah, I like the dogs too.
Dude, 37-0 over number 8 Arkansas.
I thought that was gonna be a good game. They really blew me. I did the Fox bet. I'm thinking like it's gonna be a close game throughout, and 37-0, bro. Come on.
Come
on, guys.
Is just ridiculous. I love that defense right now. I mean, what they did to Clemson, what they're doing to everybody is just. I'm so excited. I want to. It's got to be you guys versus Alabama in the SEC championship. So
yeah, we owe them. We owe them big time. I like how this 3-4 front is looking with Georgia Bulldogs. They're really getting after the QB. They're hungry, as you saw. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and hop into the team that we came here for. Washington versus Atlanta, but get into your Atlanta. And also, if you ever have questions about me or our team, you can throw them in there as well. I'm just going to be asking you questions, but we could always make this a two-way conversation. But
Gotcha.
notable moves for y'all this offseason I saw, and you can add to this if you think of any. Of course, you added a new head coach, Arthur Smith. Kyle Pitts, drafted number 4 overall, the highest drafted tight end, rightfully so,
Yeah.
6'6", 4'4". Traded away longtime Falcon Julio Jones. And, of course, you had a new running back room with Mike Davis and Cordero Patterson. So, overall, how did you feel about this offseason going in? Were you sad to see Julio go? Like, what was your thought process?
Well, at first, before we saw that nasty debacle with Shannon on Undisputed, I'm thinking that Julio's gonna stay. But as you hear the rumblings, it showed that Julio been wanting to go. So at the end of the day, if a player doesn't want to be here, then I can't keep him moving. I'm just more so mad at the fact how he took our money in 2018 and then decided he didn't want to be here. He was already knowing in 2018 when he took that money that he was gonna want to leave soon. So he put us in damage as far as with cap. And I'm glad Tennessee was able to pick up that money because, in all honesty, they really didn't have to. And we would have still been in cap hell and trying to figure out how we're going to sign our rookies. I like the Arthur Smith signing. We got to mention Dean Pease. Dean Pease is one of the best defensive coordinators. Won Super Bowl with the Patriots, multiple times with the Ravens. So, he's a big piece to our team, actually. In all honesty, I really appreciate how he's changed this defense. If you saw how they've looked from week 1 to week 3, they've made a tremendous step forward. We used to always giving up touchdowns, and we're stopping teams from scoring. That's the key to me. If you're able to force a team to get 3 points instead of 7, you will 9 times out of 10 you'll win that game.
Yeah, stopping teams from scoring touchdowns, definitely a big key. So yeah, I don't know your defensive coordinator, so that's cool. You said he played or coached for the Patriots and the Ravens.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not
2010 when the Ravens won. Ray Lewis. He coached Ed Reed. He coached the Patriots in 2 of those rings. So yeah, man. And he was the actual coach for the Titans the 2 years that they went to the playoffs. 2018, 2019.
Oh yeah, okay. I got you. All right, fair enough. All right, and then to your season so far, of course, you came off your first win over the Giants in a thrilling comeback win. You guys scored the last 10 points to come back and win that game 17-14. Week 1, of course, was the horrible loss to the Eagles. But you guys came back week 2, played much better. It was 28-25 Bucks going into that fourth quarter before Matt Ryan screwed you and me, because I was going against the Bucks defense in fantasy football, just get 2 pick sixes to ice that game out. That was frustrating. But what do you think about your season so far? Because also your offense was expected to be your strong suit, and they've been underperforming. But then your defense, I feel like, has actually been much more reasonably solid than some people thought it was going to be.
Well, first off, maybe that's the outside noise, but as far as AFN and most Falcons creators, we knew that this offense was going to struggle in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
This is a new playbook, new offensive coordinator. You're going to have struggles in the beginning of the game. It's about elevating each week, and then through those weeks, it is shown they've been able to make plays moving forward. I think our defense was supposed to be coming anyway. We've been building this defense for a while. As far as the linebacking core, we have top 5 linebacking core. You want to. In my honest opinion, Deion Jones, Fourier, yeah, they make plays. I don't know how you feel. I don't think you watch the Falcons heavy.
I definitely do not. Well, I do definitely
exactly,
not. So
exactly.
I'm not familiar, especially defensively. I know much. Being a fantasy guy, I know much more about your offense than defense because usually it's just team defense. But fair. I mean, yeah, I know, of course, Deion Jones. The other 2 I'm not as familiar with. But you think you have a top 5 linebacking crew, huh?
Yeah, Fourier is an animal, man. He knows how to intercept the ball. He knows how to force fumbles. Look at last year. He forced 3 fumbles versus Ezekiel Elliott. People didn't bring that part up because he didn't play that second half and they blew that kickoff. But if that kickoff didn't happen, I'm quite sure they would have talked about Fourier making all those plays. But since you're on and since your fans are here, let me let y'all know to lock into Fourier and Deion Jones. I don't have to discuss Grady Jarrett. Everybody knows Grady Jarrett's a top 5 D tackle, so I don't got to discuss him. Deion Jones, Fourier, AJ Terrell, watch out for these type players. Those are impact players for the Falcons defense.
Interesting. I didn't expect you to say you think you have a top 5 anything on your defense, to be very honest with you. I'm definitely familiar, of course, with Garrett and Deion Jones. I know they're solid. AJ Terrell, first round pick. I also like how. What do you think about Fabian Moreau? He's actually an ex Washington football team
I was
player.
waiting for you to bring him up. I
Yeah,
ain't have to say that. I was waiting for you to bring him up.
yeah, he was a third round pick for us, and I had high hopes for him, but he never really panned out here. And then when you guys hired Kyle Smith from us, did he become a GM for you guys, or is he more of just like a player personnel guy?
Player personnel. The
Okay,
GM is Terry Fontenot.
okay.
Yeah.
I knew that he went over to you guys, and he's a phenomenal guy in your draft room. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how much impact he had on this draft, but moving forward, you guys got some. I really because he got us like Cameron Curl, Cole Holcomb, Matt Ioannidis late. Like there were so many late round picks that he brought in that are like his scouting really helps. So good luck with him. But what do you think about Fabian Moreau so far?
I think he's a little grabby at times, but he's not getting beat. That's the key for me. If as long as you're not getting beat, you can get beat on short routes. That's going to happen as far as a corner. If you're not giving up that deep play, that shows that you're making improvement. Hell, versus the Giants, they got lucky to how they got their first actual touchdown. They called a pass interference call on him when he was actually looking back for the football. That can't be a pass interference if I'm looking back for the football. We'll
Right.
both have a chance to go for the football. But other than that, he made a good improvement as far as on that second corner compared to last year. I'm anxious to see how he's going to keep doing moving forward. He had a pick versus Tom Brady. He dropped it, and Tom Brady ended up scoring a touchdown. See, people ain't gonna bring up the game; they watch the highlights.
Yeah.
Fabian Moreau, that when the second half started and Matt Ryan threw that first tip pass to Shaq Barnett, they got in the red zone. Fabian Moreau had a pick on second down, went right through his hands, slipped, failed. They scored the next play.
Oh no, gotta
You
get
can
that.
have those type of plays. You got to make him, especially on the goat. Especially on the goat, you got to pick those plays off.
Well, Tom Brady, we all know. I mean, he's obviously phenomenal. He's one of probably the best quarterback of all time. But he's also one of the luckiest quarterbacks of all time because things like that happen to him all the time. You think about the interception on the one. Why do they throw? Or the tuck rule, and then Adam Vinatieri finds a way to miss or make a field goal in 6 inches of snow or something crazy. Like stuff goes the right way for Tom Brady all the time. I remember, I think it was like the undefeated season, I want to say, they almost lost to the Giants, and the Giants dropped an interception. Like, he threw an interception to ice that game out for the Patriots. But no, they dropped it. Then he ends up getting into field goal range. They win the game 27-24, I believe. I think it was that one. But, yeah, anyway. So of course, I agree with you.
The game. That's the game he kept throwing it deep to Randy Moss, and Randy Moss caught one touchdown deep, but they tried like 6 or 7 attempts straight to get Randy Moss open downfield versus the Giants that game.
Yeah, I don't remember it that deep, but yeah, you have maybe a memory that I don't. But yeah, I would imagine so. I mean, Randy Moss. Why wouldn't you throw it up to Randy Moss in most cases, right? Like,
he killed that whole season.
Say what?
He was good that whole season, Randy Moss. Yeah,
he had like 23 touchdowns or something ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just astronomical. But yeah, all right. Anything else you want to say about the offseason or the season so far for Atlanta before we go ahead and hop into this preview?
I'm just anxious for improvement, man. Week to week, you have a new coach. You're gonna have to get improvement. These guys are trying to learn the scheme as best as they can. They didn't play in the preseason, so these first 2 games, you got to chop it up as you're gonna have errors, you're gonna have mistakes, but can we stop them from making mistakes? Mm-hmm. That first week, we had 13 penalties. The second week, we didn't have that many penalties. The third week, we're not even having penalties at all. So that's the key to me. You can't let yourself beat you. You can't beat yourself. I don't like stuff like that. It's okay if a team comes out and plays their heart out and they win, but you cannot force yourself to lose by having penalties before that snap. That's tough.
Yeah.
Holding calls, all that, that's tough. You can't have that.
Yeah, we definitely had our run-ins with the refs these first few games. Not that the refs lost the game for us by any means when we lose 43-21.
They also helped y'all win the game too, though.
Against the Giants?
You don't think they saved y'all to win that game?
I mean, clearly he jumped off sides. That was fortunate. I mean, we missed that field goal, right? I mean, that's fortunate. I mean, good grief. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why we don't have a guy competing for kicker anyway. Us Skins fans just despise Dustin Hopkins because it's like, if you look at the stats say he's not that bad, right? But if you actually watch the games, the one he misses hurt so bad. Like they're just daggers in the heart, right? Like you
Mm-hmm.
remember, it's like some people like they don't have great stats, but they show up in the big moments. Right,
Yeah.
like it's like okay, we love you because you come up when it's big, even though you don't get like a receiver doesn't get 1,000 yards a year, or a
Yeah,
running
that's
back
weird.
doesn't get 4.5 yards a carry or something. I don't know. Defender gets beat all the time or something like that. Who knows? But then when it's the final drive of the game, they make something crazy happen, and then you come out and win. Dustin Hopkins, exact opposite. Like top 15 in field goal percentage, but every single one he makes or misses just absolutely daggers. So yeah, I mean, we definitely got. I mean, the Giants game was. I guess we can go through my season, like our season, real quick. The Chargers game was unfortunate. The refs were just terrible both ways. But
Yeah, definitely.
we,
I saw that. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean that was not a fumble for us that got that touchback. That was definitely a terrible call against the Chargers. But they also called some PIs that I don't think were PIs or whatever. Like you could go through the list, but definitely our defense just couldn't get off the field. I mean, it was 14 of 19 on third down, and this great elite defense that was supposed to be, set the world on fire with the 4 first-round picks on the defensive line. You got William Jackson, a great man-to-man corner you added that was supposed to be an
Fuller.
upgrade over.
Fuller's good too. He has his moments.
Oh my God, Fuller's been horrific,
He has his
horrific this
moments,
year.
man.
Oh my God, like
So you think
he.
the secondary is the reason that they're giving up a lot of points this year?
Oh, the secondary and linebacking core is abysmal.
Yeah, yeah. I
Like,
was
and
gonna
we
bring that up.
actually, yeah, like we actually have. I wrote this down somewhere in here. We actually have this. We're second in the league in pressures on the quarterback, but the ball
Mm-hmm.
is out so quick, so consistently. They can't actually get home. Now our defensive line also has some problems. Like we're not getting enough in some ways of like actually getting home. Maybe we get a pressure, but we don't actually get the sack in a situation maybe that we would want to. But as far as there, so many times the ball is out within 2 seconds, even not even 2.5, 3 seconds. Within 2 seconds, the ball's gone and somebody's open downfield, or 5, 6, 7 yards downfield, and then catching and running. Yeah, our secondary is a huge problem, and Kendall Fuller is one of the worst contributors.
Mm.
Just to put it in perspective, I looked this up earlier this week. Last year, he allowed 36 completions on 68 targets throughout the entire year. So 16 games, 36 completions.
That's
Already,
halfway.
yeah, it's a run rate of 50%, which is
Mm-hmm.
which is fine. I don't know if it's great. I don't know if it's bad, but it's definitely a lot better than what I'm about to tell you. And he's 18 completions on 23 targets. He's already given up half the completions in just 3 games. In just 3 games. I mean, I like to tell this one play in particular that just like sums it up. And it's basically he started in the slot 7 yards off the ball against Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders off hike just runs by him. Not even a double move. No
Oh
pump
yeah,
fake, no
I saw that.
nothing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, it's a 40-yard play, which our defensive lineman, Daron Payne, was right there to sack him. And he can't get there because the ball's already gone, and a big completion. That's just one play. There's so many. As I said, there's
That's the
18
strength of your
completions.
defense, though. Your D tackles, they are really causing havoc.
Oh, they're
Allen
just.
and Payne, they are causing havoc.
And Matt
I'm anxious to
Ioannidis.
see how Chase Young is gonna get right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna get a sack versus us this week. I ain't gonna lie to you. I expect it. He's gonna get a sack. He's gonna go against Caleb, and Caleb's gonna give us some heat because Chase is pretty fast on that corner. So I'm expecting him to get a sack this week. I know you was upset with him these past couple. It happens. You know, you gotta give him time to shine. He showed a lot his first year, so you expect so much of him. I know as a fan. I remember that. Tack McKinley, he did us the same
Yep.
way. Started good that first year, and then just oh my god, I don't
Yeah,
even.
it's
Yeah.
all comes out of expecting more. Like I think the Chase could be one of the best pass rushers in this league, if not the best, eventually. Like, and that's the expectations I have for him. And he's looking like the most average of average defensive ends. I mean, like he has some good plays in the run game, so he's not like terrible. But when it comes to the getting to the quarterback so far this year, and it's a lot of one-on-ones. Out of 40 offensive plays, I went through in the first half. I didn't even bother watching the second half because it was such a train wreck. But in the first half, he was only chipped by a tight end once and truly double teamed once. So out of 40 snaps, he was only double teamed or chipped twice. And he still can't find a way to get a sack or really consistent pressure even. So he's definitely been a huge disappointment.
He can't get double teamed though. If he double teams, then you giving other people chances. Y'all still got Sweat. He came from Mississippi State. He knows how to get the QB too. Y'all got 6 people that can rush the QB.
4 first-round picks. 4 first-round picks.
So I would line 5 of them up and just force single coverage on everybody and see who wins. I'm surprised y'all don't do that more.
Yeah, we play a lot of zone. Yeah, we play a lot of zone, and it's just our defense doesn't understand how to play zone. I could get into that too, but like they guard a spot.
Linebacking core. It's that linebacking core in Collins.
The linebacking core is abysmal. But anyway, you know what? This kind of leads into my thought. My next question here. But now we're gonna hop into the preview, and I just wanted to get your outsiders' thoughts on Washington. So what do you? I know we already gave a couple of things here, but how do you look at this Washington team?
I honestly think y'all are a playoff team. I feel like y'all can beat the Giants. Y'all can beat the Cowboys. If y'all bring y'all lunch, y'all can beat the Cowboys. I think Taylor is an upgrade compared to what and Fitzmagic. He knows how to play good in the beginning, then he blows a game in the end. I don't trust Fitzpatrick. I think Taylor Heineke has shown he's able to get the ball to Terry wherever in space, and Terry knows how to make it happen. I'm anxious to see if Logan is able to be a literally gentrified tight end that can make plays all over the field. I think he's a big body tight end, but he has to learn that routes aspect.
Awesome. Yeah. So, all right, cool. Yeah. As far as what do I see out of Atlanta? I mean, you guys have a former MVP in Matt Ryan, of course. Like, you know, he has his ups and downs as well. He's not as consistent as a top tier quarterback, but he can give you that top tier quarterback production clearly. So and then Calvin Ridley, absolute stud. I saw that your receiving core is actually kind of limited outside of that. I don't know how you feel about these other guys.
Just Russell Gage. Russell Gage
yeah, he's not even
not playing.
So you only have 5 other ones. Frank Darby, I know, is a rookie from Arizona State. I know he's a speedster. Kyle Pitts hasn't quite shown up yet, like you would like him to as a number 4 overall pick, but that's actually how a lot of tight ends do. They actually don't do that well. And as I said, I didn't expect much from your defense. You already surprised me with you think it's a top 5 linebacking group. I don't know enough to debate that right now, but I wouldn't have expected that. Let's put it that way. I would not have expected
it. Do you see Deion Jones as a top 10 linebacker?
Is Deion Jones a top 10 linebacker? I have to really go through it, but I can see that. I mean, I could grant you that. I mean,
Deion Jones has made it cool to be a linebacker of his stat, where your speed. That's what Devin White came from.
Darius Leonard as well.
I mean, but Deion was there. They came around the same time.
Yep.
And Deion played in the Super Bowl. Leonard hasn't played in big playoff games yet. Throughout that Super Bowl run, if you watch, Deion Jones made a lot of plays. Nobody can pick the ball off like Deion Jones. How many linebackers you know pick 6 in the ball? How many pick 6s do you have? Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Poirier, he knows how to create turnovers as well. I don't know if you watched us versus the Chiefs last year. He picked off Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes thought he had Kelsey open.
Yeah, you guys played them really tough last year. And that's the weird thing about the Falcons. The Falcons can beat a team like the Niners when they were 13-3, but then come out and find a way to lose to a team like the Jaguars or something crazy. Like it's like so weird. I hate betting on the Falcons because it's like as soon as you think, oh, they're gonna roll this team.
You're talking about the whole coaching staff, though, brother.
All right, well, this is my
Dan Quinn. Don't do that now. Hey, I see what you're doing. You're trying to create narratives. I know you're chatting there, showing out. Don't make me have to get twisted on you for real. At the end of the day, we have a new coaching staff, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's give this coaching staff a chance. Arthur Smith made a good awareness of getting us touchdowns in the red zone these past 2 weeks. That's been our issue for 6 years, not being able to score touchdowns in the red zone. These past 2 weeks, it's shown we've been able to score touchdowns in the red zone. Cordell Patterson. How many people have been able to use Cordell in a way the past previous teams? He's catching the ball at the backfield. He's running the ball in between the tackles. That's key. Flash. That's why he's up there. Flash is up there for a reason. He's Flash. He's our number one playmaker. So if you're looking for Calvin Ridley in the beginning of the game, I don't think what y'all gonna run. Y'all, you say y'all run zone, so it might be Calvin Ridley's game. Now if y'all run man, it's gonna be Cordell Patterson's game. But we gotta attack those linebackers and Landon Collins. That's our way to win this game. We have to attack your linebackers. Bostic, I seen him. Don't put him in coverage versus Cordell Patterson. Don't do that.
Don't put him in coverage, period. I don't care. I don't care if you bring in your sixth string tight end. Like, I mean, good grief. And, I mean, am I supposed to only worry about my linebackers? Kendall Fuller gave Dawson Knox, the premier route running speedster tight end, Dawson Knox. He's like huge bodied, slow, and yet somehow he gives him like 6 yards of separation on an in route, where the closest player ends up being our anyway. I could go on and on about this nonsense.
Do you think that's the scheme, or do you think it's the players though? Because Kendall Fuller is more of a man type player. I don't think he's good.
No, that was man to man.
Oh, it was. Oh,
that's my point. It's man to man with Kendall Fuller and Dawson Knox, and yet somehow Dawson Knox is wide open, and then Cameron Curl, the zone safety. I mean, man to man, you usually have at least one or two guys playing zone to help the other guys, unless you're full on blitzing. But he was like the center of the field zone. He ends up closer to the tight end to make a hit on a play, and Kendall Fuller is behind him. It was unbelievable. Anyway, but yeah, I completely agree with our linebackers are scary. But so let's go on to my next question here. What scares you the most about Washington heading into this football game?
Okay, offense is definitely Terry. We got to be able to bracket coverage him throughout this game. If he gets a little set of separation, he's liable to take it 30 to 40 yards. He's a big play waiting to happen. I got him on my fantasy league. I played him versus the Giants. I made a killing. So, yeah, Terry definitely. I like Gibson in the backfield. Those are the two weapons for me. Oh, yeah, and y'all got Samuel. Samuel used to play for the Panthers, so I know he knows how to make plays. Y'all got to make sure he's dynamic. He can catch the ball at the backfield. He can line up in the slot. He can pretty much do whatever. He's that gadget type of player. So I know he's been injured, so I'm hoping he has, he comes out and does a couple things for y'all, because he's going to help us with our defense. Those type of wrinkles, it helps us down the line. I like to see those type of plays. As far as your defense, we all know it's the front four, the front six, the people we named: Chase Young, Allen, Payne, Unitas, like those, Sweat. That's what bothers me. I'm hoping that y'all don't end up just lining five up and then getting one-on-one with Matt Hennessy, our center. He's been like pretty much the tough part about us. Mayfield has pretty much improved week to week compared to that Eagles game. He was atrocious. Week 2, he was a little bit better. Week 3, he was phenomenal.
Has he gotten shape yet?
Has he gotten shape?
Oh, he was a big blubbery mess coming out of this draft.
He didn't play that many games. He got hurt in Michigan.
He's huge, like 6'5", 340 or something, like a big dude or something, like, if I remember correctly. But good gosh, I mean, talk about no neck. I mean, it's just a blob of a human being. He was interesting to me, but yeah, I felt like he needed to get in the gym and get in more shape. Has he done that yet, in your opinion?
I think he's getting better, man. I'm not going to really judge him till week 6. Okay. As long as he's improving, I think if he was playing that tackle position so early, then that weight problem would have been an issue. Since he's playing that guard, he doesn't have to move that much. You're pretty much just hitting on and then getting to that next level.
Right.
So it helps him better compared to tackle.
All right, cool.
So, yeah.
Good. Because, yeah, I wanted Mayfield to succeed. I thought he would be an interesting guy for us to get in the third. We also needed a tackle. We ended up going Sam Cosmi in the second, who's actually proved to be phenomenal. I think he's rated really high on PFF in almost every category, especially run blocking. I think he's like one of the highest, if not the highest, lineman win rate, let alone rookie, like one of the higher lineman win rates in the run game. So I'm glad we got him. But Jalen Mayfield was definitely somebody that I was interested in, as long as he, as I said, got in the gym and go from there. And obviously, for me, the most scary part about your team is going to be this passing attack. We've been talking about the secondary this whole time. I am so scared this is going to be Kyle Pitts' welcome to the NFL game of all of a sudden he hits the $152 touchdowns or something against us. and of course Matt Ryan, because he's obviously has enough years and experience to get the ball out quickly, to read the defense, to put the guys in the right spot, and then just beat us immediately off the line to neutralize our defensive line. That pass game for y'all is very, and as I said, and it's not even like receivers necessarily. Obviously, Calvin Ridley, I think, is a top tier receiver. He's awesome. But outside of that, it's like you don't even need phenomenal receivers. You just need competent receivers. Just do your job, receivers.
Yeah,
And
not in this offense. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Great point. That's a great point, Tim.
And so I'm interested to see how that goes. I hope we somehow like because I liked Jack Del Rio, our defensive
The
coordinator.
coordinator, yeah.
But he is just doing everything to make me not like him. Like he's trying his best. Like we were on a 3rd and 3, and he has Benjamin St. Juste, our rookie, playing 7 yards off
On 3rd and 3.
on 3rd and 3, and then on top of that, Benjamin St. Juste backs up after hike.
Even more, yeah.
It's
I
like-
hate that. I swear I hate that, Tim.
And
I can stand that.
Fortunately, they didn't even throw it that way, but they still completed a pass because somebody else was wide open. But I'm just like, look at this separation. Like the dude's standing at the freaking 1 yard past the sticks, and our DB is 6 yards past that. I mean, that's insane.
Just stop and catch right there. Go for the first down.
Yeah,
You gotta do situational. And Jack Del Rio, he's been a coordinator for a long time. He knows better than that.
Yeah, and to his credit, I think he fixed that throughout the game. But there was just that one that I was just so frustrated. But what were you gonna say?
I was gonna shout out Red Rings 01 Cal Pitts versus Curl and Davis. It's gonna be fun to watch. I think so too, man. I'm anxious to see single coverage, man. Don't be bracketing my players, man. Let's see some single coverage. This is NFL players on NFL players. Let's see what they do.
Yeah, fair enough. And I hope either one. Like, I would love Curl to play 1-on-1 with Pitts. Not that I don't think Pitts may win his occasionally. I'm not saying Curl's going to shut him down, but when it comes to either him or John Bostic inside or Cole Holcomb inside, I mean, it's night and day. Like, as soon as John Bostic lines up across Pitts, it's a first down. I don't care if it's 3rd and forever. It's a first down if that happens once in this game. Please don't do it to me. All right. What's the biggest matchups y'all need to exploit in order to win this game? Or match up. You could just say one matchup, but you don't have to go through. I know we are a little bit on a time crunch with you. So if you just want to go with one, what's your biggest matchup leading into this game?
Yeah, I'm gonna go our tight ends versus the linebacking core and strong safety. I want to see how we're gonna be able to take advantage of that because I mean, if they get time, Matt Ryan's gonna find somebody open. So I gotta see how this play action works as far as if we're able to run the ball just a little bit. If Bostic's gonna jump and say, "Oh, well, it's the run," and then 20 yards in route or slant route behind them. So I want to see how they do versus this tight ends in this play action game.
Yeah, because Hayden Hurst is still there, right?
Yeah, he's still there. We ain't used him yet, so be patient, fans. Falcons fans, be patient.
Maybe this is the game you were hiding him for. It's like, hold on, let's. We're already going to destroy this linebacking group, but let's bring in a secret weapon on top of that to make sure. No, and I actually wrote down just in case you didn't say that, like if you came up with anything else, that Kyle Pitts versus John Bostic is the one that you should have said because that's the one that's going to be.
I don't think it's gonna happen though. I think y'all will line Collins or the slot corner up before that happens. Unless we're putting him in motion and then he has no choice but him. But if end up where he's not motion and Calvin Ridley's motion or Hayden Hurst's motion instead, I don't think Bostic's gonna be there.
So he said, Ed Twisted, Bostic won't jump. He will find his patch of grass and defend it. That's right.
I hope so.
He will not. Actually, you know what's funny is I was talking about earlier that like I feel like our linebackers don't know how to run zone, and it's really talking about the other ones. They don't ever look for pattern recognition from the receivers. They just guard a spot, and just like he was joking about. But I would say except for John Bostic. John Bostic doesn't even cover his spot. John Bostic just does whatever John Bostic feels like doing on that particular play, and it's always wrong.
And hopes he doesn't get beat.
It's crazy. So anyway, all right. So my matchup that I'm interested in, I know you like your AJ Terrell, but I'm saying Terry McLaurin. If he gets a one-on-one matchup at any point, we got to go his way. I don't know how. I know you said you liked Terry McLaurin. I heard you said you drafted him in fantasy.
Yeah, he's dope.
Yeah,
He has
I
my
think.
no trouble to like him.
So you broke up a little bit. What'd you say?
He has my name. I don't have no choice but to
Oh,
like him.
there you go. Yeah, yeah. The Terry Pride.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The scary Terrys. That's what your
Mm-hmm.
name should have been, right? No,
Nah, I ain't like
Twisted
that.
Torch is good.
The Twisted
Uh,
is fire B.
yeah, no, it's good. I'm just kidding. But no, I don't know how like what you think the ceiling is for McLaurin, but I honestly think that Terry McLaurin could be Antonio Brown without the crazy. Like
Yeah.
I think that much of Terry McLaurin. I think he could be the number one receiver at some point in his career, just like Antonio Brown's height was. Well, you could say Julio was better technically. You could say D Hop was better technically. But if you just look at the year he had, he was number one because he was phenomenal. And I think that that's the kind of year, kind of thing that Terry can do one day. And I'm hoping that we get some sort of consistency at quarterback one day. But I think, as you said, I think Taylor Heineke can find this, and I hope he does. Whenever he's one-on-one in any situation, you got to go his way. All
Yeah,
right.
I'm not gonna do too many matches with AJ. I think he's gonna line up on Fabian's side more.
I don't care.
A lot of people do that. Line up
Well,
on the other
oh yeah,
side.
you guys
Line
are
the
making a
spot.
mistake. You guys are making a mistake if you are holding to a side. If your best corner is not on Terry, or unless he goes to Fabian's side and you double team him the whole game, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if your best corner is not on Terry one-on-one, I think that's a huge mistake. I mean, that's like us putting Kendall Fuller on Calvin Ridley. That's just stupid. Like, don't do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to put your second best corner on the top receiver. But
Yeah,
anyway,
if that happens, you got to bracket. I'm not leaving them 1-on-1. I'm sorry, I'm just not. Me personally.
1,000% agree. All right, give me a player offensively and defensively that you see showing up big in this game.
For your team.
Your team. I like maybe you could say somebody that we know, and maybe you're just expecting a big game, or maybe it's somebody a little bit under the radar that maybe nationally people don't know much about potentially, and think may show up big, like surprise some people in this game, or it's if you think somebody's just gonna have a big game. So whichever way you want to take it.
All right, so on offense, I'm gonna go Oz Zacchaeus, number 17.
Okay,
Finally
different
getting
choice.
reps. We've had issues as far as throwing the ball down the field. With Russell Gage being out, I think we'll take more shots with Oz. I like him in this matchup, especially Oz. I like him in. For defense, I'm looking for Deion Jones to get an interception, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I
Mm-hmm.
know he gets frustrated when he doesn't get picks, and might try to throw in the middle of the field, thinking Deion is not there when he is. And I'm looking for him to have a big day.
All right, so Deion Jones and Olamide, Zacchaeus.
Aloze Zacchaeus. just
Olose?
Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus. We call him
Okay.
OZ though.
There's no Z. Oh, you call him OZ because of course
First and last name.
first and last name. Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. So OZ. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
gotcha. All right, so that's interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't have. That's a little bit under the radar. I don't think a lot of people outside the Atlanta realm know much about him. All right, so you definitely mentioned both of mine at some point that I wrote down. I didn't know how familiar you were going to be with the team, so it's cool that you mentioned these guys. But offensively, I said Logan Thomas, and I know that you talked about big about your linebackers, but Logan Thomas is a big, as you said, big body
6'6",
individual.
6'8".
Yeah, he's made a great catch late in that Buffalo game, one-on-one, where he just went over and mossed the dude. I think if we get in the red zone, we should look his way as well. And he hasn't had like a huge year so
But
far.
he's good in the red zone.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to see a little bit more of Logan. Of course, I want Terry to get the most targets, but I think adding a little bit more Logan would be good this game. And then I would say Cameron Curl defensively. He's quietly our best player on this defense, to be honest. And there's arguably he had a better rookie year than Chase Young, but Chase Young has the name recognition. And so Chase Young got all the votes when it comes all off our defense. But Cameron Curl, if Chase Young was not, or like if you go off no right name recognition, Cam Curl was right there with him, if not above Chase Young, even over, of course, the Jeremy Chin rookie or Antoine Winfield. I don't remember who all got votes last
Jeremy
year.
Chin is a great player. He's
Oh,
phenomenal.
I'm not denying that. I don't mean to bring up Jeremy Chin as like a bad player, but I'm saying statistically and as far as 1 year player, and considering Cameron Curl didn't even start till week 6, I think, once Landon got hurt. I think it was in the Ravens. no, Giants game. I think it was the Giants game that he got hurt. So after that game, he started. He got 88 tackles last year. He had 3 interceptions. He was awesome last year. So I'm expecting a big game because we're so silly. We only played him like 50% of the snaps week 1, but then week 2 he got more, and then week 3 finally he got more snaps than Landon Collins and Bobby McCain because he should have been doing that from week 1, but they're seeing. Okay, Landon Collins and Bobby McCain, they're not as good as this guy, so they're slowly adding him more and more to the offense. All right, so those are my 2 guys. Or onto the defense, excuse me. 5 keys to victory for y'all to win this game.
Oh man, see you trying to get to it early, huh? So my first
Well, I
one.
know we only have like 5-10 minutes left. I know you said you had to get going, so I want to
Make sure we get that main part.
5
Force,
keys, score predictions, and the rest of the regular season is what I got left here.
all right, force Taylor to throw into tight coverages. Double cover Terry. Make sure he doesn't get no open space for sure. Get Calvin Ridley in the game early. Be able to block that front 4. Make sure they cannot touch Matt Ryan early. I want to make sure Matt Ryan has a smooth pocket. So if the defensive backs are just playing a hell of a coverage, then that's different. But we need to give Matt Ryan time. Straight up. And get Flash into space early. Cordell Patterson. We got to make sure he gets touches. He needs at least 10 touches in that first half to make sure we open the playbook up so we can take some.
Gotcha. Yeah, I had a Washington fan on my channel earlier this week who lives in Atlanta, so he has a lot of Atlanta friends, and he mentioned to us that the Atlanta Falcons fans are super high on Cordell Patterson, and it seems like you're one of them. They love Cordell down there, so that's kind of showing to that point to be correct, which makes sense that he would say that. All right, cool. So good 5 keys. So you said it was or just go through them quickly one more time. I'm sorry. So it was Taylor thrown to tight windows, no pressure on Matt Ryan, Calvin Ridley the ball early,
double cover Terry,
and the
get Flash into space
and
early.
Flash into space. Okay, sweet. All right. So my 5 keys to victory is. First off, don't leave you guys in striking distance. If you guys are close, that offense is explosive enough, as you showed last week, 10 points in the final 2 drives to win the game. You guys definitely can put points on the board quickly, even though you haven't necessarily done that yet, but you have the offense that's completely capable, in my opinion anyway. I know you weren't super high on him, I guess, but I see Calvin Ridley, I see Kyle Pitts, I see Matt Ryan, I'll even like Mike Davis and Cordell Patterson. I think you guys can score points quickly, and you just did it, so don't leave them within striking distance. As our famous tight end Doc Walker says, put your foot on their neck and squeeze. Don't give them any space. I say, and of course, Terry McLaurin needs his targets pretty much no matter what the situation. I mean, of course, if you're double teaming him literally the whole game, that's one thing. But there's going to be times that he's one-on-one. Get him the ball. Number 3, get turnovers. We haven't had a defensive turnover in the last 2 games. All right, and that includes Daniel Jones, one of the biggest turnover machines in the league, and we didn't get a single turnover on him. We got to get turnovers on defense. You know what? I know you said protect Matt Ryan. I'm going to go the other way. Not necessarily get pressure on Matt Ryan. Cover long enough to let the D-line do anything. As the D-line has just been no time to get there. Cover long enough for the D-line to get home. That was my number 4. And then last one, we've been running the ball quite well, but we go away from it seemingly too early. Like even against the Giants, we were Terry was averaging over 5 yards a carry, and we throw the ball and we throw an interception to now let them take the lead right back. Continue to run the football. I know you said you like your linebackers, but I want to run this football and get.
Please do. Run it so you can see what we got.
All right,
I can't wait to talk to you. You'll be like, damn, man, these linebackers are
That's
better
true.
than I
Actually,
expected.
to let everybody know, Twisted Torch TV, invited me onto his channel for Monday night at 7:15. You said.
Mm-hmm.
Monday
night
is
recap
7:15. We're gonna come back and we'll see who is going to be pretty upset and who's going to be more smiles on their face. We both agreed to it ahead of time, so we don't know who's going to be the one upset. All right. Score predictions for this game. What do you got as far? I could go first if you want me to. I already wrote it down. Or if you want to go first, it's up to you.
I got 24-17 Falcons.
24-17 Falcons. I said 27-20 us. because I don't think we're gonna
27,
hold.
20.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna hold you under 20. So I think you guys are gonna get 20, and I think we're gonna be able to get 27, but we'll see. So I'm gonna say 27-20, kind of win a game similar like we did to the Giants because we won that one 30-29. So a little bit more high scoring, but actually that's not even gonna hit the over. I think the over under I saw was 47 and a half. So
Yeah.
it's like right at that marker. What's up?
So how do y'all normally do when y'all come back after losing like that? As a fan, in the past couple years, how do they normally do after losing bad? Do they come back and get a win, or do they come back and still play bad again?
I wouldn't say there's any consistency either way. Like we lost late in the season last year, but then we came back and won. But earlier in the season, we were just getting beat. Like we were 2-7, so we were getting beat like the whole time. But then we made a run to come to win. I don't necessarily think there's one right answer for that. And also, we just lost so many times anyway. So it's usually a loss, probably following a loss. I would have to say that it's got to be the case just looking at our records for a long time. But, I think this is a winnable game, as you, I'm sure, are looking at us as a very much winnable game. So both teams desperate to try to get to 2-2, because I don't know what your schedule is looking like after this one. Our schedule is unbelievably brutal. I mean, we got the Saints, who are an all-around team. We got Aaron Rodgers. We got Tom Brady. We got Pat Mahomes. We got Carolina, who's 3-0. Denver, who's 3-0. Like, the next 6, 7, 8 games or whatever are going to be a murderous row. So if we lose this game, we could basically chalk it up. But we're going to get into that actually. Actually, no, that's a good segue to get right into it. The rest of the season predictions. How do you see your team panning out the rest of the way with how the schedule's looking, or how you're feeling about the team? I know you said you're already liking the progression of Arthur Smith moving forward. So what do you think about the rest of the season?
All right, so we got the Jets after this in London, 9:30 next week. The Dolphins. Then we have the Panthers. Twisted will be at the Panthers game on 10/31 on Halloween. So I'm anxious. I'm hoping we go into that game 3-2. That's what I'm hoping for.
Okay.
If we go in that game 3-2, I'm more happy when I'm in the stadium showing out with my Twisted gear. So let's hope for the best. I think our schedule is
going to that game. You could be 4-2 actually. If you beat us, Jets, and then
and
Dolphins.
Yeah, 4-2.
So yeah, you guys could be 4-2. Okay.
Yeah, it's possible. That's what I'm saying. Losses happen, bro. It's a part of the league, but they changed it to where it's 17 games now. So you have an extra game to figure it out to see if you can win. And they've added an extra playoff spot. People keep forgetting that part. That's key. That changes the dynamic on how many teams can get in the playoffs.
Well, they added it last year, right? 7 teams. Oh yeah. So that they didn't add an 8th one.
No. I'm saying it's another one now, so it doesn't.
Yep. I'm with you now. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure I didn't. I was like, whoa. Okay, but no, yes. There's 7 playoff teams on both times, the 4 division winners, and 3 wild cards. Yes, so that's definitely interesting.
But we have a chance, man. We're gonna have to do good in the division. We can't let the Buccaneers win twice. We can't let the Saints win twice. Our division is pretty good this year. The Panthers are looking good. I'm anxious to see how they do versus the Cowboys this Sunday. I hope they lose, but we'll see. Without C-Mac, it's different. It's a big difference without C-Mac, though. I can tell you that now.
Win. I'm rooting for them to win. Yeah.
But hey, we're gonna have to be odds against on that game too. These 2 games we're gonna be odds against. Just say it.
Yes.
Shout out to Gridiron Yoki too for subscribing, bro. I'll subscribe to your channel too when we get off here, by the way.
Awesome. Yeah, Yuki's great. He's our resident San Francisco fan. But he hangs out with us Redskins fans all the time for some reason. Don't know why, but it's cool to have him. He's a good dude, and he has good comments. But yep. All right. And so you think? Do you think you guys could be an outside chance playoff team, or do you think this is kind of like a building year? You're not expecting much. Maybe go get a quarterback next year. How do you feel about this team?
Listen, I don't think about draft until the season is over. I actually play football. I know you play football. The season's not over. I'm not thinking about the draft. We have too many games to speculate we're rebuilding. I don't care about that. We've seen teams go on a run and win a Super Bowl. A lot of Giants, the Packers, teams have done that. The Buccaneers got the shit beat out of them by the Saints twice. People forget that. And what did they do? They came back and won the championship. So it's definitely
I picked them to win prior to the playoffs. I actually picked the Super Bowl, or at least I had them going to the Super Bowl. I think I may have had the Chiefs winning that, honestly. But I definitely picked them to come out of the NFC. I thought that was more growing pains early when they got blown out. I know there was like talks of Tom Brady and Mike Evans not on the same page, Bruce Arians and Tom Brady not on the same page. They were all looking at things differently, so I thought it was more growing pains. But yeah, no. But to your point though, overall any team, any given year could all of a sudden surprise. Even the Ravens when they won the Super Bowl, they were not
2010
perennial Super Bowl contenders when they ended up winning that year. I think it was
2012.
2012. Yeah.
Yeah, we were supposed to be playing them. I don't like to think about that either. That 49ers debacle. Gridiron. That's why you want me to subscribe to your channel so you can talk shit about that. Forget you, man. No, I'm joking. I was just sad. But 2012 when they won, Ray Lewis had tore his bicep. He didn't play most of the regular season. Came back in the playoffs, averaging 20 tackles a game. You can't do nothing about that. You cannot do nothing about that.
Well, they shouldn't have beat the freaking Broncos that year. I still see
on the Hail Mary. Yeah, on the Hail Mary to Jones. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And talk about Hail Mary. Joe Flacco was doing Hail Marys all playoffs long.
All playoffs versus the Patriots as well too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was his highlights was actually Antonio. Oh my God, Antoine Bolden. Anquan Bolden. Good God, why did I forget that name all of a sudden as soon as I was going to say it? Anquan Bolden. That was his highlights instead of Joe Flacco's highlights because he was just throwing up prayers, and Anquan Bolden was the second coming of Jesus Christ answering all those prayers.
Scored a touchdown every game in that playoff run.
It was awesome. All right, well, sweet. Thanks for coming. I'll probably read some comments. I know you said you had to get going, but any last words? And shout yourself out wherever you be. I know YouTube and Twitter at least, or wherever else. So you can give yourself a shout out and any last words.
Hey, man, appreciate all the fans, the hate, the love. It's all appreciated, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel, Twisted Torch TV. We're on the road to 500. I think we're missing like 7. So shout me out. Appreciate it, man. Show love. Appreciate Tim Sports Talk. I just subscribed to your channel as well. I'm anxious to see your content. You're a dope content creator. I like your background in the back, too. That's dope, bro. I like when content creators show their team spirit. Shouts out to you, my brother. I love that. Make sure y'all subscribe to Twisted Torch. Subscribe to AFN, Mad Mike, Jew Talk, K Styles, Miss Maggie, J-Rock _. Hey, my Twitter, Twisted Torch TV, IG, Twisted Torch TV. Shout out. Show me love, bro. Appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, pound for pound. Shout out to him as well. He's the one that mentioned Twisted Torch. I had first invited him. He had other obligations, which is completely reasonable. And but I sent him I'm really appreciative of the response because I reached out to 12 Buffalo Bills fans, like other YouTubes, ranging from like 500 subs to 20,000 subs. I mean, there was like a big variety of people, and I didn't even get one response. So thank you, pound for pound, for at least responding, even though that he was not able to come on, because that definitely helps. Because obviously he's in that space, he may know somebody else, and he did. And thanks for inviting mentioning Twisted Torch, because it was a lot of fun. And again, I'm going to go on to Twisted Torch's channel on Monday night, 7:15, to discuss the game, and then right after that I'm going to go into a play-by-play. I do play-by-plays on this channel every Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday night, no matter who's playing, and then also every Washington game. Most of our games are going to be at 1:15, but whenever they play, I'll definitely be here on the channel. But yeah, it was fun. And,
hold on. You do lives while watching your game, bro?
Yeah, I do play-by-play, like radio style play-by-play, like
Hey, that's dope, bro. That's dope. Yeah. That's dope. How do you keep your composure when BS happens?
Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't.
That'd be my only thing. I don't want to be like, you know what I'm saying, going crazy and the fans see. I'm sure they love it. That's the thing, but I like to really focus so I can see the ins and outs before I watch film again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it definitely hurts some of that. Because I'm not – occasionally, like, I'll call out a player maybe for a play here or there. Like, all right, we're going to watch Chase on this particular play. But when you're doing play-by-play, you obviously usually have to follow the ball. Like, wherever the ball's going, you kind of have to follow that and say what's happening, what's pertinent to the play when it comes to the fan base. But and I would say it definitely hurts some of that. But I go back and I have NFL Game Pass. I go back and watch it. I'm still mad at Game Pass right now because they don't have the All-22 film out right now. I would like to watch that, but For the most part, I've gone back and watched at least a half or the first 3 quarters when the game has been interesting and go through that. But it's
You watched the whole Giants game.
oh well, I watched it live, but I didn't go back and watch the actual
Oh,
film
dang.
through that the entire game. I I don't know why I didn't. I ended up getting really busy that weekend. It's no excuse for it. I should have done it anyway. But anyway, things happen. As a 29, 28-year-old, life happens fast, right? Like there's a lot of
Definitely. No,
stuff
that's a
going
fact.
on.
That's a fact. Hey, shout out DRG, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. Appreciate you having me on, bro. Like, this is a movie, man, and it's always dope watching other fans talk their stuff, bro. It's funny. I enjoy
Yeah,
it.
it's awesome. It's awesome, and yeah, I'll definitely be keeping. If I have anything to take away from this, something I did not know at all is to watch out for your linebackers. I knew Deion Jones, as I said, but the other ones, I definitely. I mean, I don't know much about them at all, to be honest. Very
You know
honest.
Dante Fowler? He
Oh, I
we're
was
in the
looking at the
3-4 now.
starters.
We're in 3-4 now, so he plays outside linebacker.
Oh, okay. I was looking at this. Right here, it says. Okay, it does have you have 4. He does not. It's not listed as the starter right now. They have that Ogundeji. Ogundeji.
Ayo, call him Ayo. 92.
Ayo.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ayo. I see Ayo as the starter, but I mean
Yeah.
I don't know much about Steven Means. Fourier, you said, and
Foyer
then Ayo.
Alulicon. He used to
Yeah.
play safety at Yale and transferred to linebacker.
So you guys have 2 guys that are somewhat undersized then.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, he's kind of big, bro.
Oh, is
He's
he?
he's
Okay.
he's a big guy.
So he's a big guy playing safety.
He used to play safety. He played safety at Yale. He's gained weight. He's been in the league. This is his 4th year.
Okay, right now the ESPN still has him listed at 6'2", which height that's fine, but 215 is definitely a little light. But you're saying since then he's put on.
Yeah, he's been putting on.
weight.
He's been putting on weight, bro. He's a big guy, and he knows how to rush the QB. So watch out for those double gap blitzes. I can't wait to see your face when you see those blitzes. They coming. Deion Jones and Fourier, they know how to blitz now. Watch
Hey,
it.
I'll be right here doing play-by-play. So if you want to have me on as the play-by-play, some people line me up with the TV and go with, listen to me instead of listening to the commentators on the TV. But it's up to you if you want to line me up and see and listen to my reaction throughout the game. And I like to call the game in a very fair way. I get fans from other teams all the time like commenting that they appreciate that it's fair commentary. I don't like to if we did something like immediately I said that Justin Herbert was not a fumble. I'm like, what are they looking at? This is clearly not a fumble. And then it's like, okay, well, we got lucky on that one. It's not like, I'm just like a fan that's just like, no, it's definitely a fumble, 1,000%. Like, it's no doubter. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
Yeah, they shout you out. They said Tim is pretty good at doing play-by-play. Tim is being humble. It goes crazy. You should have seen him when we drafted John Bates.
I was so mad when we drafted John Bates. So mad. I've calmed down a little bit on that one, but it wasn't until I found out the Kyle Rudolph comp of finally somebody that was successful in the league, that had his measurables, his college stats, his abilities, But I was looking at it and people were like, oh, George Kittle. No, he's not George Kittle. Oh, Travis Kelce. No, he's not Travis Kelce. He's none of these guys. He's not fast. He runs like a 4.8 40-yard dash. He's a big dude, like 6'5", 250-ish. But he's more of a run-blocking tight end. And I'm just like, oh, we could have had Tommy Trimble, which Carolina, he's doing well in Carolina. So anyway, but I won't hold you up anymore. Thanks again for coming on, and I appreciate it. And I'm going to hang out with you. But if you want to roll out and go ahead and go watch. I think you said you're going to watch Venom. But cool.
It's time to see the show. Appreciate you, bro. Anytime you want me on, bro, just hit me up on Twitter. You know I got you. Appreciate you having me on, bro. Dope.
Cool. See you Monday.
Appreciate you, bro. Be safe.
All right, guys. All right, I'll read some comments after he leaves. Just address you guys. He had a time crunch, so I didn't want to read comments too much to, call what do you call it? Hold him up too much longer. So, but anyway, Yuki, John Bates is mostly like Jeremy Sprinkle. Yeah, that's who they compared him to on the day of the draft. And you think I'm not going to be upset? Yeah, I was pretty upset. Dog turned off my PC. Oh, that's sad. I may just have you on for that so you can see your face. Yeah, go ahead. And you can be in the comments. Call me out. I'll read it. It's funny. But thanks for stopping by, Miss Maggie T. Yeah, it'll be It'll definitely be fine. I definitely get pretty animated when things don't go the way that I want them to. Tim, don't ever show me love like you do to them. Oh, come on, Jared. If you were still giving videos, I'd shout you out all the time. But he does a great. He's my great podcast host. We do a Chris and Tim podcast every Wednesday night at 8. Gotta love Jairus. He's talk about a very fiery guy, passionate guy, knows a lot about football, and it's a lot of fun to me and him debate. Mad Mike subscribed. Thank you so much for subscribing. Miss Maggie, I'm assuming, subscribed as well. Thank you. Bottas Fatfa was here. It says, Mad Mike Sports, we have issues with lots of fan bases here in the NFC East. I mean, we have the Eagles that throw snowballs at Santa. New York fans are obnoxious as heck, and Cowboys are the most delusional. Yeah, well, I think they're actually somewhat decent now. Yuki said, great show. Thank you. Miss Maggie and Spoiled going back and forth. I knew Spoiled was going to be in here talking mad stuff. Had a really fun time there. I respect anyone's fanhood. Yeah, especially home team fanhoods. Twisted TV said he was from Georgia. You know, that's his home team. And I that's why I'm a Skins fan. I'm a home team guy. I'm also, you can see, Wizards fan here. I got my Nats. Can I get it right? Nats hat right here. So I got. I'm all DC. Obviously, I'm mostly a Skins fan. That's who I follow the most. But I'm an all DC sports fan as well. Mad Mike Sports says, would love to have you all on the post-game show. All positive, no trolling. Yeah, definitely go by the channel. And if you want me on there after the game, as I said, I do the play-by-play. But if you want me to stop on by Mad Mike, I wouldn't be mad to do it, even if I was heated, and I hated it. I would just go ahead and go on there and just absolutely tear apart my team. I'm not talking about a shout out. I'm talking about when I'm on your nice to them. Oh, when I'm on your nice to them. Oh. When I'm on, you're nice to them. You think I'm nice to them? I feel like I give somewhat pushback. I mean, I'm relatively a nice guy in general, so I'm not somebody that's going to just tear you apart for whatever you say. But we'll see. Yeah, Jairus, Tim treat us like Cowboys fans. That's hilarious. When I'm on, you're nice to them. LOL. Jairus, who you want to talk to if you want to know who sucks on your team? Oh, Jairus is the one you want to talk to when you want to know who sucks on your team. Yeah, Jairus will call you out in a hot second. There's no doubt about it. Yuki, I'm a 49ers fan, though I'm from Florida. Yeah, and there's fans like that all over the place. And, of course, I'm not going to hate on you, but I'm just saying I think it's special when you are a home team fan. No, Tim, that's not what I'm saying. You still missing. I'm 1,000% missing it. I'm trying to follow you. I'm really trying, and I'm sure it's a text barrier that I'm missing the joke, and I'm very, very sorry. It's on me, 1,000% on me, and I'm sorry, Jairus. I'm definitely trying to miss it. I'm not trying to miss it. I am missing it, period. You got to be nice to your guests. It's okay to crap on fam. Yeah, yeah, it's okay to crap on fam. Yeah, exactly. And, I didn't know enough to. He said he's the top 5 linebacking crew. I don't know that to be not a fact. I wouldn't have suspected it to be a fact. I like Carolina's linebacking crew. I like Tampa Bay. So it's almost like I feel like they're third in their division, which is kind of crazy. And then I would have to go through and see what other linebacking corps I like. I know individual linebackers I like, but as far as full on groups of linebackers, I'm not sure. I haven't done research into a full linebacking crew. Rams linebacking crew, Rams defense in general, but yeah, I don't know if Rams are necessarily their linebackers are their strength, right? Because they have Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey, but they're a good defense in general. I think of the Bears. I like Roquan Smith. I think they have Brockers now. Well, he probably played more D end. I don't know if he plays outside linebacker there or not. But anyway, interesting. It was nice to hear what he thought about Jalen Mayfield, a guy that I liked coming out of Michigan. I thought he just had to lose some good weight, put on some more muscle, and get more athletic. But he thinks he's pretty solid at guard. He said Matt Hennessy is his biggest concern at the center position, which is interesting. And what's interesting, too, is, I barely ever talk about our offensive line, and I love that, honestly. They're not supposed to get credit, and usually when they're doing their job, they don't get credit. But at the same time, it's like usually only talk about them when they're bad. And since I'm not talking about them, I love it, honestly. And but shout out to them; they've been phenomenal. I heard we're rated top 5 when it comes to PFF on the offensive line, and that's great, great news. Kyle Pitts, he's a a sleeping giant, probably, where all of a sudden he could wake up and have a huge day. We'll see, but I don't know. I feel happy now. Now, nothing better than ripping apart Falcons fans. Well, you didn't spoil. Heard we're top 5 ranked in O-line. Yeah. When it comes to PFF, I think we're top 5 ranked, or NFL Network has us ranked top 5 or something, which is cool. Best part of our team by far, and that's that in special teams. Yeah, they've been awesome. It's really amazing how solid they have been so far. I really like it. All right, guys. Well, thanks for everybody stopping by. Of course, Red Wings 101 stopped by. That was awesome. Everybody stopped by. And thank you for the new subscribers. I'm assuming that we got some new guys and girls. Maggie, subscribing to the channel. Appreciate y'all, and I'm glad we were able to do this. Yep, we got 4 new subs. Thank you all for being here, and really appreciate it. I think I'm going to roll soon unless you guys have some more comments potentially here. Let's see. Maggie, go surf or something. Watch your teams. Pains you. Oh, geez. Spoiled. You're so mean. You're so mean. The messed up thing with how good our O-line is, we don't run the ball. Yeah. Yeah. And I mentioned that in my 5 keys to victory. Run the ball. But he seems to think that's what he wants, right? He wants people to run the ball against him, which is interesting. I know in the past they've actually been solid against the run. Last year, they were one of the better teams against the run, I think. If I remember correctly, that was like one of their strengths, actually, because I was like, a lot of people hate on the Falcons' defense. But let's see here as far as Miles Sanders ran the ball really well against them. Actually, the Eagles just ran well against them in general. 31 carries, 173 yards, 5.6 average, 1 touchdown as a team. Miles Sanders himself had almost 4.9 yards a carry, 15 carries, 74 yards. So that's one game. Let's go ahead and see what the Bucks did against them. The Bucks. That's him. Leonard Fournette, 11 carries, 52 yards, 4.7 yards. Ronald Jones also 6 carries, 27 yards with 4.5 yard average. Tom Brady even had 6 yards, 6 yards on a run, which is funny to think about. But yeah, it looks like the Buccaneers ran somewhat effectively. You know, if you take away Blaine Gabbert's 3 carries for -3 yards, I'm assuming those were just kneel plays at the end of the game. Like, that's 18 carries for 85 yards. So over 4 yards a carry, that's solid. And then if we look at the last game against the Giants, how did the Giants look running the football? You had Saquon Barkley. All right, Saquon Barkley. But Saquon, though, he hasn't been himself. He has that knee injury still. So him getting 16 carries, 51 yards, 3.2 average with a 1 touchdown. Daniel Jones had 8 carries, 39 yards, 4.9 yard average. So New York was actually a team that did not run the ball particularly well. As a team, they only had 27 carries, 100 yards, 3.7 yards a carry. You'd like to see that get over 4. And then especially with their number 1 ball carrier, it was only 3.2 yards a carry. So it sounds like they couldn't ice this game at the end like the Eagles could. And also they have a terrible, terrible offensive line. Like number 31 or 32. We have a much better offensive line and a running back that's not hurt. I mean, Saquon, I think, is one of the best, if not the best running back in the league when healthy, but he's not healthy yet. So, to me, I'm looking at this team and thinking we should be able to run against them, but he seemed to think that that would be playing to their strengths. I don't know. Interesting. Remember, Jones had a huge run called back. I didn't actually watch the game all the way through, so that's interesting. So he got a huge run called back. Okay. You talk about when they played the Falcons. Yeah, when they played the Falcons. I don't know if they had a run called back or not. Saquon hasn't been himself in years. True, Red Wings. True. Remember, Jones had a huge run. Oh, you're talking about Jones. Yeah, Jones. But no, I'm talking about when the Giants played the Falcons. Yes. We've unironically gotten better against the run as long as it's not Danny Dimes while regressing against the pass. True. Fair enough. I'm actually a nice guy in person. Don't take it back. Either you gotta see spoiled. You either gotta give it to him, be mean, or you gotta be nice. All right. When you play the middle of the road, that's just life advice. When you play the middle of the road, that's actually when people dislike you even more. You just gotta be one or the other. That's when people respect it because it's like, okay, that's just who he is. Either direction. But when you start being wishy-washy, nice sometimes, mean sometimes, that's when people are like, all right, I don't know what you are. Why you're doing this. It's really weird. That's just off the wall random advice. It has nothing to do with sports. Even if we don't run the ball well versus them, we must run the ball so we can have play action. True. Very true there, Bod. Very true. Tim, King Harry is the best? I don't know. Henry's a beast. Henry is a beast. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, but put Derrick Henry behind the offensive line of the Giants and see what happens. CMC is the best when healthy, but he's never healthy. CMC is a great that argument I respect more. But you guys also forget, I mean, Saquon has been hurt for so long, but Saquon was a monster before the knee injuries. A monster. CMC is too, but Saquon was some special stuff, which is why I think he was drafted, 4 overall? 3 overall? 3 or 4 overall. And McCaffrey, I think, wasn't McCaffrey drafted the same year? At number 9 overall? I remember 8 overall, one of the two? I don't remember if I'm correct or not. Like if you meet a Falcons fans in real life. Yeah. I mean, one good thing about Derrick Henry is he hardly ever gets hurt, right? So you got that going for you. So that definitely helps when considering who's the best. And if Derrick Henry is one of the most durable running backs in the league the last few years, you got to give him credit where credit is due. Matt Ryan has a 34.6 passer rating this year. Ouch. Zach plays Game 7. Oh, you got Tim Duncan as your thumbnail or a little picture. That's cool. Henry is also very punishing. True. And of course, Derrick Henry's a beast. I mean, we're talking about top-tier running backs here. I'm not sitting here. If I say Saquon's better than Derrick Henry, that's not necessarily like I'm thinking Derrick Henry's bad. I just think that highly of Saquon Barkley is my main point. But Henry is obviously a beast. Claypool would be out for tomorrow. Yep, for sure. I heard that. Yeah, CMC and Barkley were drafted the same year. Yeah, and CMC's legit, of course. He had 1,000 and 1,000. I mean, it's amazing. But we haven't seen Saquon be that top form in so long. I would love to see it again because was it his rookie year or the second year was just through the roof awesome. He's just so good. But all right, it was a lot of fun. Thanks again for Twisted Torch TV. Terry coming on the channel. Go sub if you haven't already, for sure. And I'll be on that channel again Monday night at 7:15. Of course, we'll be right here for kickoff for the 1 o'clock game. Probably start around 12:45, maybe 12:30. We'll see how things go. But I'll be right here for the play-by-play and live reaction after the game. And then we'll do the Sunday night game, which is the returning of Tom Brady to Foxborough, and see who comes out ahead on that one. I'm imagining the Bucks, but who knows? We'll see what Bill Belichick can cook up his sleeve. And then we have Monday night. It's the Chargers and the Raiders, a nice division rival battle. The 2-1 Chargers, who just came off a win over the Chiefs, and the 3-0 Raiders, who have looked solid. They struggled against Jacoby Brissett defensively. They won 31-28, but then they already beat the Ravens in a crazy overtime game and the Steelers, so they're looking solid. But 3-0 versus 2-1, so that'll be fun. And before that, though, I will be on Twisted TV's channel. All right, it was fun, and until next time.